Here we go then, for a little bit of history at Goodison Park. Gor Mahia get us underway. And the man alongside me, the great Yak, can tell us what we can expect tonight. Yakubu, welcome.
Thank you.
How do you think this will shape up, Yak?
Yeah, when you look at the way the coach just set up the team, I think it's perfect.
Similar formations for both Gor Mahia and Everton. Here's Dominic Calvert-Lewin with an early opportunity, maybe. Just held up on the edge of the penalty area, but plenty of blue jerseys here in this early opening for the Blues, and Cenk Tosun is onside despite the appeals from the Africans. Overhit. Holgate. He's stroked away to Atambuze down that left-hand side. He's operating at left back today. They'll be keen to get a foot on the ball early on, yeah.
Yeah, they just need to calm down a little bit and get used to the way Everton just started. They need to stick together.
Yeah, the first 20 minutes of any game is important.
You just need to stick together, stick to the plan. What the manager said to you guys, that's it. Just stick to the plan and you'll be fine.
Decent turnout at Goodison Park, and certainly an atmosphere that will help the players. Quite often in these sort of friendlies you do worry that it can fall a bit flat, but certainly not tonight by the sounds of it. Here's Yerry Mina, and the Evertonians will really be looking forward to having a good look at him tonight, given the fact that he only played a couple of minutes at the weekend. Dominic Calvert-Lewin trying to burst through, but Boniface Aluch in the Gor Mahia goal. Quick to smother. Always important for a keeper as well to get that early field.
It's a great experience for these guys to be here today. They just want to impress and show themselves.
And no chance of Niziki Mana getting on the end of that. Another loose clearance from the keeper. Benny Beningame will want to play his part tonight. He's not featured really this season as far as Everton are concerned, and it's an opportunity for him.
Everyone here, they want to show to the manager they're really good. They want to play every week, so they need to take their chances as well to prove to the manager I deserve to be in the first 11.
Early stages, 3 minutes in. Goodison, Jagielka giving goalkeeper Martin Stecklenburg an early touch himself. Yerry Mina.
They're not scared to play from the back.
No, it's nice to see. Prepared to play their way out of trouble. Here is Yerry Mina. Schneidlin into Kieran Dowell with a first-time layoff. Everton just patient and probing. Here's Ademola Lookman. He can inject a bit of impetus. He has the ability, he has the quick feet.
He's really good.
Tom Davis, another who's been on the bench of late, of course, for Everton, given the introduction of Andre Gomez, who doesn't figure tonight. Put back by Niziki Imana to his keeper, and here's Niziki Imana again. Well, that's an adventurous crossfield ball.
That's not good. It's causing trouble.
Beningame. Tosun, just the ball nicked away from him. Here is Onyango. Yerry Mina getting in there ahead of his man Mustafa. Mustafa manages to pick up eventually, and here is Kahata. Now Batambuze.
They need to give to Kahata the ball. He's the one who loves to play. He needs the ball. That's it.
That's the number 8 you're referring to there, yeah?
Yeah.
Kahata, who's certainly been picked out as the man to watch, Francis Kahata. Here's Onyango down the right-hand side, giving Benny Beningame a run for his money. Beningame, though, stood his ground. Good defending that. Shakaba. And for Wendo. Batambuze is the type of left-back who wants to get forward by the looks of things.
He loves to go forward. When I watch him play, he's always like that. He loves to go forward.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on him. Of course, Jack, you've been involved with the lads at Finch Farm as well. How did they get on? Did they like the training facilities at Everton?
The training facility is being brilliant for these guys, you know. Back then in Africa, they don't get this kind of facility, so they love it here. I know these guys, they would love to be here, so that's why they're here today, to show everyone they're good.
Yeah, we've used the phrase before, but out to impress is certainly one that needs repeating for these Gor Mahia players. It really is an opportunity of a lifetime. Played forward down that right-hand side by Nizigiyama. Is he another who likes to press forward from his right-back berth?
Yeah, he do that sometimes. Sometimes he just stay and defend, you know.
Mason Holgate at right-back for Everton tonight. Ball nicked away by Mustafa. That's a ball into the penalty area that almost caused a problem or two for Everton's defenders. Onyango was the man who...
I think he should have done better there. He needs to eat the target.
I think he knows that.
He knows already. That was a great one.
Yeah, Onyango was the man inside the penalty area trying to turn it past Stekelenburg. If I was the referee, I'd be asking Stekelenburg to change his jersey. A bit of a colour clash. You think Stekelenburg's jersey with the Gor Mahia players?
I don't think so.
What's going on? Green and green, that is. They wouldn't allow that in Premier League rules, would they?
No, in Premier League you cannot do that. Yeah, he needs to change it.
Beningame. Now Lookman. Just tried to thread that ball through to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Here's Kieran Dowell. What can he do? Prepared to take his man on and win Everton the first corner of the night.
Great defender.
And Kieran Dowell figured in Everton's League Cup games this season, but of course on the fringe of matters as far as the Premier League is concerned. And it will be Kieran Dowell to take this corner. Now Yerry Mina's the man, isn't he? Scored in all his World Cup appearances for Colombia.
He's really good in the air.
And that one was never going to reach him, was it? Poor corner really from Everton, but they might make something here with Cenk Tosun. Tom Davis. Lookman. Davis continued his run, but he was well watched there.
He was. Like I said before, they defend together, they attack together. They always stick together, these guys.
A strong unit in that sense. And I suppose the mentality of these lads, Jack, is they're used to winning, aren't they?
They're used to winning, they don't love to lose. When you see them play, they want to win. That's why they're here today. They deserve to be here today.
Ball's back with Shakaba. Now the 25-year-old keeper. Again, prepared to stroke the ball out wide. That's a good ball as well for Jagielka. Well played, Kieran Dowell, but I'm afraid the execution of the pass didn't match what went before.
They just need to stay in the game and be patient, passing it, that's it.
Well, they'd be happy with these opening 10 minutes, won't they?
It's been so far so good, it's been good.
Taken by Nyango. Here's Guillaume's crossfield ball, and that's a decent pass in the end. It's found its way through to Hambo. Now Everton's turn to be watchful and wary defensively. Tambuze with this throw in, but he won't be happy with that.
He needs to do better there.
And there's the boss, Dylan Kerr. Do you know much about him?
Not really, but when I went to Kenya in junior, I saw him. He was really a good guy, you know. The way he talked about the players, the way they train every day, the way they're committed. He really loved it, and he really loved it to be there, you know. He's happy there, so.
It's a good ball from Kahata, but the offside flag had been raised. Just strayed a yard or two off. It's not cold tonight, Yak, but it may well be the coolest conditions that our visitors have played in for a while.
It's not cold, you know, but it's still November at the moment. In December it's going to be freezing.
Yeah, they've come just at the right time, I feel. Don't be here in January or February. Not great. We hope the atmosphere is coming across to you as well with the vuvuzelas that we can hear loud and clear.
There's a lot here, you know.
Tom Davis. No question that the referee was going to blow his whistle for that. The challenge came in. The illegal one from Otieno. Good battling there by Beningame. Here's Ademola Lookman, and I think he was clipped. The referee's trying to play an advantage here, and he's done just that. Everton might have preferred the free kick. Cenk Tosun. Slight miscommunication with Lookman there. Davis. Here's Lookman. Kieran Dowell skipped past his man but couldn't retrieve the ball. Seems to be playing a more wide position tonight, Kieran Dowell, which is something he's probably not too accustomed to.
Sometimes you play the position you don't want to, but you have to do it for the team.
Indeed. Schneidlin. Look at some of these Everton lads, and they'll want to force their way back into the side. Schneidlin's only started 4 Premier League games this season, and Mason Holgate, of course, is another who's
been in and out. Yeah, he needs to show to the manager he deserves to be there.
Mason Holgate, who's of course made 5 starts this season, 4 of those in the Premier League. Here's Beningame. Lookman. All a little tight on the edge of the box. Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Tosun's made a run and he stayed onside. Lookman's the man in the box, and Lookman's the man with the finish. A well-worked goal, and Ademola Lookman is the man who gets Everton up and running. Bang on a quarter of an hour, and that is the breakthrough.
They need to play to the whistle. Go with him. He needs to go with him. It's too easy.
It's patient from Everton, and
it's too easy. It's too easy.
Tosun escaped down that right, and Lookman basically took up Tosun's position in the box and said, I'll play centre forward and I'll apply the finish.
Great finish. Great finish.
You like those, Jack? 6 yards out, almost a vacant net.
I love it when I see players like this scoring goals like this. Great finish from Lookman.
In the 16th minute, just after the quarter of an hour mark, Ademola Lookman making the breakthrough for Everton. He has scored 3 goals in his Everton career. This one, of course, will not count officially as a competitive game, but I'm afraid it won't go against his stats. Ademola Lookman with 30 Everton appearances before tonight and those 3 goals. Still only started 9 games for Everton. Lookman, of course, who was out on loan last season with RB Leipzig.
He will get his chance. Lookman will get his chance for sure. I know that. He's been working really hard. The way he's playing at the moment, he's really good.
He's still only 21, yeah.
He's still young, and he will take it.
Gor Mahia's perspective now, they've not got to let their heads drop, have they?
They don't need to. They just need to keep to the plan, keep to the way the manager told them to play. Just be patient. Here we come.
I think they could have been fairly satisfied with the opening 10-12 minutes, but that one lapse in concentration, when you're at this level, Jack, you can be so easily punished.
Like I said before, you know, I said to these guys, I said, listen, I knew they're very, very physical side on there. They want to play football, but stay. But I know Everton going to take chances with their mistakes. When they make mistakes, they're going to get punished about it. And it just happened.
And Dominic Calvert-Lewin will be another who would love to find the back of the net tonight. Goals bring confidence to strikers. The man alongside me knows all about that. That's a good ball out to Mason Holgate. Suddenly wanted to become a winger. Mustafa ran out of pitch. Some of these still young lads out there, aren't they, for the Gor Mahia side as well?
They're young side, and it's like a dream for these guys to be here today. They will never get this opportunity to come to this place, you know, some of these guys, but they need to take it. They need to give everything. They need to show to people they are good. That's why they're here, and they deserve, like I said, they deserve to be here today.
Certainly have started with the exact mental approach that you'd want from a visiting side at Goodison. Here's Shakava. Out on Shakava with the switch, but no chance. Sami Onyango getting on the end of that. Dominic Calvert-Lewin's made a good run here. He's well found by Holgate.
Just keep him there. Come on. He needs to keep it there. There's nowhere to go.
He didn't have any support really either. Yerry Mina penalised here.
The big lad.
He is Yerry Mina, the 24-year-old Colombian international, £27 million worth of talent acquired from Barcelona for the Blues. Prepared to play the ball to feet.
Yeah.
He's on Yango.
They don't like to kick it, they want to play.
Which is good to see. In terms of the quality of the playing surface as well, Yak, how would this compare to the pitches for the Kenyan lads?
This pitch is unbelievable, much better than the one in Kenya. I've seen them train, the one they play game is not really good. Most African pitch is not really good.
So this will be like a billiard table to them. With no bobbles.
When you see them training yesterday, you can see the smiling on their face, you know, because the pitch is so good, the training pitch is so good, they love it.
I think the pitches have even improved since your day.
If you cannot play in this kind of pitch, there's no way you can play anymore.
Kahata with the ball wide. Kieran Dowell. Tosin and Dominic Calvert-Lewin both seem to be making the same run there.
Good play.
Elite football in Gor Mahia. Kahata with the knock ball back here for Shakava. Kahata again. He's picked out his man superbly well. Izzy Yama has won a corner for our visitors.
Kayata needs to get the ball more. He is the one he loves to play. He loves to look for the striker. He loves to create chances.
And we got the centre backs making their way into the box here. Yak, Shakava and Onyango.
They're big guys, you know, so they always go for it.
They are big guys, and Everton will have to be at their best here. It's every man back in the box for Everton.
Yeah.
It's a measure of Everton's intent in keeping a clean sheet. And there's Yerry Mina to head away. Talking of big lads. Lookman. Now Everton have got a man over here. If Kieran Dowell can support Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Dowell picks up, and Dowell scores for Everton. What a moment for him. Well, he doesn't look ecstatic, but I can tell you he will be.
I think the keeper needs to do much better. He needs to do better. It's too easy.
He always had a man over here, Everton, and it fell Kieran Dowell's way, but he still applied the finish. I think you're right, Aluch would be a little bit disappointed as a goalkeeper with being unable to keep that out.
He needs to do better, he's too easy.
Yeah, got a hand to it, but it wasn't sufficient. Boniface Aluch fails to prevent Kieran Dowell doubling Everton's advantage. And 2 goals to the good. And we've played almost 24 minutes at Goodison Park.
He needs to stay in the game.
Well, it's a measure of how you can be punished in no time at all.
Yeah.
I mean, it all stemmed from their corner, really. Similar to Everton scoring here, of course, on Saturday, when Brighton had a corner and Everton promptly went down the other end and scored a wonderful counter-attacking goal. Lookman. Oh, he's picked out the run of Tom Davis. The keeper's closed the angle, but Davis still goes for goal. Well watched in the end by Katambuze. Holgate. Enough green jerseys around the Everton players there to win the ball back. They played their way out of trouble nicely. And Mustafa's offside. It was still neat and tidy though, yeah?
Still neat, yeah, but you can see they don't like to kick it. They just want to play. They love to play. Just like the way the coach said to them, just play. You don't like it when they kick it.
And to a degree we can certainly see why they're the most successful team in Kenyan history. Yerry Mina. Tom Davis let the ball run across his body. Played wide by Endo. Morgan Schneiderlin on the retreat to get the challenge in. Feels like we're at the South African World Cup of 2010 with the Vuvuzelas. Plenty of noise inside Goodison. Not sure it's something that the Evertonians will be bringing to each and every home game this season.
I don't think so.
Yerry Mina. Everton looking comfortable now. There's Benny Beningame. Lookman's first time pass. He picks up again, Lookman. Defended. Just leaving it for Morgan Schneiderlin. For Jagielka. Forced Mason Holgate to retreat.
It's good to see Jack's back. Good. He needs to get his fitness back.
Yeah, he's only made one Premier League start this season, and at the age of 36,
he's still going strong.
He certainly is.
I remember training with him for the first time, you know. He's so aggressive, you know, clever.
And quick. Here's Lookman. Tom Davis. Not too many remain here from your time, Yak, but one or two. Leighton Baines.
Baines and Jacks, yeah. Everyone is gone. New faces.
That's the nature of football, of course.
But it's good to see these guys, they're still here.
Certainly is. Here's Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Oh, nicked superbly. A little nutmeg. Still has it, but defending in numbers and depriving Dominic Calvert-Lewin of space really on the edge of the box there. He's on Yango. Back with Zikayama. Approaching the...
He needs to keep the ball.
Yeah, as a striker.
As a striker, you need
forward,
to keep it. Yeah, keep it.
Allow players to join in. Hold up players, such a pivotal part of the game, really.
If you cannot hold it, your teammate, they don't want to give you no more. They have to trust you.
Indeed.
If you're not trust, they will never give it to you. They'll be scared to give you because they know you're going to lose it.
You play so much of the game with your back to goal, of course, in that position. Strength important too. Cenk Tosun with his back to goal. Kieran Dowell for Tom Davis. A couple of the Everton youngsters. Cenk Tosun, Kieran Dowell, almost in position to net another there. Dowell for Schneiderlin. Maybe thought about the shot. pushed wide and brings in Mason Holgate. A drill ball into the penalty area that Batambuzi was well positioned to take. Mustafa again, just seeing that ball run away from him.
Jack, just stay with him, that's it, Jack.
Is that just a bit of experience on his part?
He's still got it. The leg is not there, but the head is still there.
Yeah, so is mine, but my body's gone. Here's Schneidlin. Davis. Cenk Tosun coming a little deep to collect. Mason Holgate. Something that can happen, I suppose, as a striker. Yak, you'll know a lot more about it than me, but if you're not getting enough of the ball, you end up coming deeper and deeper to try and get involved.
Yeah, but sometimes you do that. Sometimes your midfielder, they don't want you to come deep. They're looking for you to make the run. He needs to move forward a little bit. He don't need to come too deep. He's too deep at the moment.
Mina.
You can see they want him to move, but he's still there, you know. He needs to move.
Talking about Cenk Tosun here. Need a bit more movement up front, Everton.
The defender, they need movement, yeah.
Lookman just turning that round the corner, but all to no avail. Done by Mango in the end. Calmly done by the keeper.
He's not scared to play.
Oh, little slip by Onyango, almost allowed Calvert-Lewin in. Jagielka again, trying to get in front of Mustafa. It's Everton having to defend. That's a crack at goal. I suppose it was always opening up for him, wasn't it?
It's not bad.
It was always sailing off target.
Great play from them.
Diahambo. He's scored plenty of goals in his career. 40.
That's a lot of goals.
There's Kieran Dowell. We're 12 minutes away from half time. Everton have a 2-goal lead, courtesy of those Ademola Lookman and Kieran Dowell goals on 16 and 23 respectively. That's a problem for Yerry Mina and co at the back. The long ball forward.
Kayata needs to find the ball. He needs the ball. He needs to go get it. At the moment, sometimes he's too deep.
Tom Davis. Little burst of energy. And here's Dominic Calvert-Lewin in a decent position for Everton. Tried to pick out the corner. The keeper might have got a touch on that.
Great save from the keeper. What a save.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin has got 4 goals this season for Everton, 2 of them in the Premier League, and looked like he was on course for another here. It was mostly his own work. Keeper just got the vital touch.
Great save.
Boniface Aluch in the Gor Mahia goal, getting the touch. Everton have played the short corner. And it comes, and Cenk Tosun directing a header, and I tell you what, Everton had Yerry Mina right behind him as well.
Not bad.
Schneidlin, first to the ball, finding Lookman. Tosun cut it back just ahead of Calvert-Lewin. Tambuzi will clear. They certainly won't want to concede a third before the break, will they? It might just demoralise them or deflate them a little.
They just need to stick to the game. At the moment, the result is not bad. They need to stay in the game.
Tieno pushing it wide for Izzy. Lookman was fouled. 3 men around him, really, Lookman. Given his ability, that's not a bad shout from the Kenyans. Here's Tom Davis. Yerry Mina. Beningame. Kieran Dowell. Chance maybe for the counter, although they didn't really get men to support Mustafa in that instance. This comes Nyango. The Evertonians will be happy with what they've seen in the opening 35-36 minutes or so, yeah?
Yeah, they'll be happy, but Gor Mahia, they need to pass the ball quicker. It's too slow at the moment.
Push wide for Nizigiyama. Kahata. Tambuzi. I think he wanted the free kick.
Wow. Lucky boy.
Again, Mustafa just failing to keep hold of the ball. Mason Holgate back on his feet. He wasn't named in the starting lineup originally. It was Leighton Baines who was down to play at left back, but Benny Beningame is more than happy, I'm sure, to fill in there.
He will be so excited, you know, to be here today playing instead of Baines. But it's good to see him. He's doing good.
Yerry Mina, who I'm sure can quickly become a crowd favourite at Everton. Here's Ademola Lookman. Now Cenk Tosun. Tosun was just looking to take on Onyango there, and gosh, Onyango committing the foul. It's not really much enough to ground Everton's Turkish international. Here's England under-21 international Lookman for Schneider. Internationals all over the pitch.
They're all internationals. Great experience.
Mason Holgate, another who's enjoyed his time with the under-21s. Here's Cenk Tosun. Lookman. First time delivery into the box. Well defended on the corner of the 6-yard box, really.
Much better. It's too slow at the moment. I need to make it quick a little bit.
Is this the stage where you first start to feel the pace of things? 5 minutes or so away from half time?
Yeah, but they still need to do more, you know. I believe they can do more. They just need to put a little bit, 5% more.
At this level, 5% is an awful lot. Kahata trying his utmost to win the ball back. Now Mason Holgate. He's picked out Kieran Dowell well, and Dowell's gone for goal. Keeper there was well positioned on his 6-yard line. No problems for Boniface Oluch to just swallow that up. They brought a big squad with them. I suppose we can expect a host of changes at half-time, Yak.
Everyone here, they're so happy to be here. They're really happy. They want to give everything, you know. Even the ones who is not playing today, they really want to give something. They're happy to be here. They never get this opportunity, so they want to show.
Yango's chasing. So there's Beningame. Kahata. Holgate's underneath this and steers it back calmly to Martin Stecklenburg. Minutes away from half-time, and Everton fairly comfortable. You have to state that. Here's Ademola Lookman as Everton look for a third, and Kieran Dowell's got space again inside the box and almost able to pick his spot, but this time the keeper is equal to it.
Good save on the keeper. You're expecting to take this one, you know, so it was good.
One for the cameras here. He held it well. It'll give him a bit more renewed confidence, won't it? Boniface Oluch between the posts for Gor Mahia. Izigi Yama getting the ball infield for Wendo. Picked up by Onyango. The referee says, let's carry on. Really posed a threat on Martin Stecklenburg's goal as yet, the England visitors. Just the one wild effort over the crossbar.
Great defender.
Yeah, held up Dominic Calvert-Lewin well there, did Shakava. Doing a disservice, it was Onyango actually who held him up well. Marco Silva still barking the instructions from the touchline. And Yerry Mina. Beningame stepped inside and has the ability to retain possession. Everton calm inside their own half. This is where it's tiring, where you're getting pulled from one side of the pitch to the other. And Kenyans having to do a bit of hard running. It'll be interesting to see how the manager Dylan Kerr feels this side of third. He'll be preparing his little half-time chat now.
Yeah, you know, so far so good.
They couldn't prevent that crossing the line. Seconds of this first half. Everton 2, Gor Mahia 0. Everton looking to add a third before the break. Lookman, who's been prominent this half, goes for goal, and it was a very good block by Shikava, and that is the last action of a reasonably entertaining first half and a satisfactory one as far as Everton are concerned. They go in at the break with the 2-goal advantage. The goals from Ademola Lookman, that man making sure his opponent is okay. Lookman on 16 minutes. Kieran Dowell got the second on 23. Found space inside the penalty area to drill it low past the keeper, who could only get a hand to it. And Everton will be fairly satisfied with the opening 45 minutes. Gor Mahia, maybe likewise. A quick summing up from you, Jack?
I think Lookman is being great today in the first half. You know, when you watch him, the way movement is being fantastic. The way he passes, the movement, everything is being so good for him.
So half-time, Everton leading by 2 goals to 0. We'll be back for the second period. Yeah, this was Everton when they went in front, Jack, the first goal, and you said it was too easy, really. You could see Tosin there, got between the left back and the centre back.
It was too easy, you know. When you look at it, the defender was there. You need to stay with him. You need to stay with him. He's a striker. You have to... It's too easy. Play to the whistle. Go with him. If you give him the space, for sure, he's going to just score it. He did it.
And this was the second again. It all stemmed from Gor Mahia's corner, and it was a lightning Everton break, really. Did they get a little fortunate there? Yeah.
Yeah, but I still believe the keeper should do better though. Yeah. The keeper, yeah.
I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin was looking to go alone, but for that challenge that came in from Yango.
It was a great strike, but the keeper still needs to do much better, much better, much better.
He'll be disappointed himself, won't he, as a goalkeeper?
When he sees this, he knows already. You can see in his body language already. He knows already. I've made mistake already.
This was the one real chance that our visitors had in the first half. I know I said in commentary they didn't test the palms of Martin Stecklenburg, but I think this was there to be hit in the end, wasn't it? It was opening up a little for him. He's a long way out still.
Yeah, this one is the best chances in the game. They need to pass it quick. It's too slow at the moment. These guys, they have guys who can run. They're very, very strong and very, very aggressive. I'm looking for that today. I'm not saying anything at the moment. It's too easy for Everton at the moment.
And this was the Dominic Calvert-Lewin chance that you have to say the keeper did well on here.
What to say? Great save from the keeper.
Just probably restored his confidence after conceding that second goal.
It was much better there. Good save.
And this was another where Beningame got the touch into probably Everton's player of the half, Ademola Lookman, and the layoff to Dowell, and one for the cameras maybe.
One for the camera.
Well, he held on to it, did Boniface Aluch, and he'll be pleased with it. So, the highlights from the first 45 minutes, satisfactory, very much so from the Everton perspective. At the break, it's a comfortable 2-goal lead for the Blues. Welcome back inside Goodison Park. The two teams back out for the second period. Everton have made just the one change at the break, and it's the goalkeeper. Martin Stecklenburg has been replaced by João Virginia, the 18-year-old Portuguese goalkeeper who, of course, came to the club from Arsenal in August. And it's good to see him getting a run out here. So no outfield changes from Everton. We'll keep a close watch on the substitutions as they take place throughout the second period, no doubt. Off we go then. Everton 2 goals to the good, and confirmation of just that one substitution made by the Blues. Now Virginia gets his opportunity between the posts. Here's Kieran Dowell. Got the great Yakubu alongside me. What will have been the message from both managers at half-time, Yak?
It's good to see the manager making one change for the young goalkeeper, give him more experience. But I still need more from the Gor Mahia players. They need to come out more. They need to fight more. I've seen them play before. They're not doing it today. They need to come out and fight for each other. Show the determination. They want it. They want to win. At the moment, it's too slow.
Well, we have brought on Bernard Ondiek into that position, just behind the striker by the looks of it. I think they need to heed your message, Jack. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and fight for all it's worth.
They need to fight. They need to give everything. They need to go back home as an hero. They've been saying this for almost 4 months now, but I'm not saying it today.
Just having a look around, there's a couple of changes as far as the Kenyans are concerned. Humphrey Mieno is on as well. He looks a solid figure in midfield. Lewin here fouled. No surprise to see a couple of substitutions. 14 substitutes were named by our visitors, only 7 by Everton on the team sheets.
These guys, they're so happy to be here today. It's like a dream come true. They want to show, they want to play.
They'll be giving the manager a nudge on the bench, won't they? Get me on, get me on.
If it's just 5 minutes, 1 minute, they just want to be in the pitch and show it. It's a great experience for these guys today.
A fairly tame start to the second period here at Goodison. I think we will see Everton make changes in the second half. As I say, the keeper is one, but we've got a few youngsters on the bench: Nathan Broadhead, Anthony Gordon and Kyle John. And if they can get a run out, they'll be out to impress Marco Silva, no doubt. Everton under-21s, of course, in action tonight, so a number of them were up at Barnsley with the lads in the EFL Trophy game. So plenty of Blues on show around the country tonight. Here's Tom Davis.
They need to press.
Here's Cenk Tosun. He's got the ball into Lookman. Kieran Dowell almost sat up for him on the volley there. Beningame with the little layoff. It's all rather tight on the edge of the box. And you could say Everton were just crowded out by the green jerseys in the end. Davis for Calvert-Lewin. Couldn't take that in his stride. Would have been interesting to see the possession stats at half-time, Yak. I think would have been something like 70-30 in Everton's favour. They certainly enjoyed a lot more of the ball.
They enjoyed it. They just want to play, just want to pass it. They enjoy keep the ball, pass it and move.
Just as they are now with Tom Davis. Here's Just overrun and picked up by Humphrey Miano in the end. Back with the Blues though, and Cenk Tosun. Calmly done. And Miano will sort it out and settle for the goal kick. Change of goalkeeper as well, we should point out, as far as our visitors are concerned. Oh no, it's not. It's still Boniface Aluch.
It's still the same.
My apologies. My apologies. I thought they brought their number 2 on. Not quite the case. He's got the manager's faith.
Great play.
Good ride for Gor Mahia. Decent run this by Odiahambo. Odiahambo's across the face of goal, dangerously so, and nobody unfortunately able to get on the end of it from their perspective.
What a run. Great run.
He did really well here.
I need to see more of this one. We need more from him.
Wasn't a bad ball in actually, and very close to making the connection. Yango. Here's Kieran Dowell. Mason Holgate available. Tried to return the ball to Kieran Dowell unsuccessfully. Mbuzi with the throw in. I think he wants a free kick, but it is a throw. Well played by Hambo again. And back with Onyango at the back. There's Johas Onyango. We do have Sammy as well in the squad. Kahata. A decent spell of possession this for them. Just might give them a bit of renewed confidence, keeping the ball for a while and playing it down that left hand side to the man who can be dangerous, George Odiambo. Drilled away by Jagielka. Cenk Tosun just manages to nick it into his path, but not sufficient to retain possession.
As a striker, you need to keep it.
Now Lookman, Ademola Lookman, all his own work. Still Lookman, and still now he can cut it back, and scrambled off the line. That's Mbuzi who
great play
got in the way.
Great play from Daruma.
Ademola Lookman weaving his little bit of magic into the penalty area. Beningame. If you were the Gor Mahia manager, would you be stating every time Ademola Lookman's got the ball, you need 2 on him?
He's so good on the ball. He's quick. His movement has been brilliant.
Wendo gets it back. Ernest Wembo. That's Mbuzi. The man who could pose a threat to Everton in this second half. He certainly started it well. Odiambo. Calvert-Lewin. Beningame wanting the run of Lookman down that left hand side, and he's got it. Tosun, Calvert-Lewin in the box. Tosun delivers, but comfortably cleared. Here's Cenk Tosun again.
They're just keeping the ball, which is really good. Great play from Everton.
And it's tiring for Gor Mahia as well. The lofted ball in from Holgate. The keeper was underneath it all the way, really. Too much height on the ball, really, for the Everton strikers, and the keeper always favoured to kick those out of the air. No problem for him here. Came a long way, but he looked comfortable enough. Here's Lookman.
Great defender.
Yeah, he read that well, Batambuzi.
Yeah.
24-year-old who's can play in midfield, but he's occupied that left-back berth tonight. As Kahata just caught on the ball. There's good battling from Everton, and Lookman there. The referee sees that as an illegal challenge. Benny Beningame, the man felled. Too much in it, really. The outstretched leg. There's Mason Holgate for Everton. Now maybe a bit of defensive work for Everton if Gor Mahia are able to counter here. Not quite. Everton have already got plenty behind the ball. Handball. And for we got the ball forward, but too long. Apologies from him. Two sides have met before, of course. A 2-1 victory for Everton on that occasion back in Tanzania some 16 months ago. It's a different proposition, I suppose, on a Premier League ground.
Yeah, it's quite different, yeah. I've seen them train already, I've seen them playing already, but today they're not doing it. They're not moving. It's too slow.
Lookman's ball in, and just curled away from Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Got himself into the box all right, but
they need to show more determination. They need to show they want to win this game. At the moment, I'm not seeing it.
Well, Lookman certainly the danger man. It was his swinging ball in that almost reached the head of Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Jagielka rises. Kahata's ball out wide. Kahata again, that's a decent ball in, and João Virginia had to come and punch, but it allowed the opportunity, which is squandered by Francis Mustafa.
He needs to score. What a chance.
Chance of the game, this.
That's the best chance for them today. The best chance. He needs to score.
Francis Mustafa may not get a better opportunity this evening. He won't get a better opportunity to net on a Premier League ground, and he knows it. He'll be bitterly disappointed. It's the second real threat they've posed on the Everton goal, though, in this second half, Yak.
Yeah, but this one, I think he needs to score, you know. He will never get this chance. At the moment, I think they're more better now. They try to play now. It's like they're listening to me already, you know. They need to play forward. It's too sideways at the moment.
Coaching from the sidelines, Yak. Morgan Schneiderlin for the Blues. Kieran Dowell rather nonchalantly done for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He's time and space to bring it down and turn and bring in Lookman. And he picks out Tom Davis, and Davis waltzes his way towards the dead ball line. Lookman again, the little dinked cross only into the arms of Boniface Aluch. Oh, it's rather casual that. They're lucky to get away with it. On the break, Bernard Ondier. Kahata. Now they work it wide to this Bullens Road side of the ground.
Good play.
Chance for Atambuzi to deliver near post and gathered by João Virginia. It's better from the opposition.
Much better now, much better.
Approaching the hour mark, and certainly signs of improvement as Atambuzi delivered that into the box. João Virginia's had more to do in the space of 15 minutes than Martin Stecklenburg had in 45. He might have a bit more work here. I think he thought about a long-range effort initially there, Mieno, and then changed his mind. An hour of the game gone, and this is the time where we will see a few changes shortly. Everton just lining a couple of substitutions up. Luch clears into the head of Yerry Mina. Dominant figure at the heart of that Everton defence. And here's the signal for the change as the ball goes out of play. And a chance for some fresh faces. Everton are to bring on. Cenk Tosun's making way. James McCarthy is the man coming on by the looks of things. Morias is there as well. And it's a big welcome back to James McCarthy, who's had such a torrid time with injuries.
Yeah, he's been out for so long. It's good to see him back, getting fit, getting more games.
And Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is going to be replaced here by Oumar Niasse by the looks of things. Oh, he's a very capable substitute, is Oumar Niasse. We've seen him come off the bench and net so often, particularly here at Goodison Park. And it would be no surprise if he did exactly that this evening. Change as well as far as Gor Mahia are concerned. Kevin Omondi has come on up front, and Francis Mustafa, as I said earlier, would not get another chance like that at Goodison Park, and he certainly won't because he's been withdrawn. So
he knows already.
Yeah, he doesn't need telling. So we have Kevin Omondi on, and we'll see what job he can do in terms of putting Everton defenders under pressure. James McCarthy immediately involved. Schneidlin just tried to release Tom Davis. He got a little bit further forward. I suppose that would be the case now for Tom Davis, with James McCarthy in there along Morgan Schneidlin. Tom Davis can make those runs from midfield, yeah.
He's just sit there, just passing, he's been good. I love the way he plays, he's not in a hurry, he takes his time to pass it. It's good to see him, he's learning every day, he's growing with the way the manager wants him to play. He's getting much better in football, which is really good for him. I'm happy for him.
Kieran Dowell to take this Everton corner. Should be the keeper's. So he's under pressure and he held on to it well. Credit to Beluch in the Gor Mahia goal. Decent take. McCarthy. Good to see James McCarthy back. He turns 28 on Sunday. He's had his fair share of injury problems over the last couple of years, hasn't he? Here's Ademola Lookman into Kieran Dowell. Kieran Dowell looked as though he was trying to get in the position to curl one on his left foot there. Here's Mason Holgate drilling it into the penalty area. Almost fortuitously fell for Tom Davis, but couldn't get his boot on it in the end.
They're not scared to play from the back. It's really good when you see them do that.
Yeah, it's nice to see that confidence exuded by a side that are 2-0 down as well. They don't change their principles in that regard.
They don't change it, they stick with it.
Another free kick here for Everton, and another change in the offing. Charles Mamani is waiting to be introduced, but he'll have to wait a little longer. Everton's free kick. Ademola Lookman taking charge and trying to pick out the head of Yerry Mina, which he did successfully, but a little bit of pushing inside the penalty area, says our referee Peter Banks, and the free kick is for our opposition tonight at Goodison Park. I think those that have turned out tonight have been sufficiently well entertained. The Gladys Street not open this evening, but there's certainly a fair few fans across in the main stand from where we look, positioned on the gantry here in the Bullens Road side of the ground. Just looking ahead to Sunday, Yak, for the likes of Yerry Mina, would you be surprised if he sees out the 90 minutes?
I think so, he's just coming back from injury, and for him to be here today to play, to get fit, it's good for him, he needed it.
Here's Lookman. Nias. He's a battler all right, Nias. Now Schneiderlin. Lookman finding space again. Lookman's drilled ball in is going to result in an Everton corner. Lookman, very prominent tonight for the Blues, and he will take this corner as well.
I expect more from Kayata. He's not doing the way I want him to do. I've seen him play before, but today he's not doing it.
Yeah, we singled him out really as the one to watch, didn't we? Here's Amondi in a tussle with Kieran Dowell, and the Everton youngster wins that one. Here's Oumar Nias. Tom Davis almost occupying the centre forwards role for Everton at the moment. I don't think he's earmarked for that. It's a break in play while we have a bit of attention here. Oumar Nias just showing some concern for his opponent. At the three-quarter mark of the game, halfway through this second half at Goodison Park. The first real visit of the night for the physio. This is the incident, and it's just a case of Oumar Nias running into his man, really. Might just be a little concussed initially. Dylan Kerr just giving some instructions. Still fairly strong instructions from the boss.
He wants to win. You can see in his face.
I think Mieno's going to be okay. Just one of those impact injuries, really. I'm sure they're all tough characters in the opposition lineup and determined to carry on tonight. Carter with the layoff, and now it goes forward quickly for Ondiak. Mason Holgate doing enough.
Enjoy pass it, that's it.
Yeah, still prepared to play, and Ondiak is offside, and he'll be a little disappointed that he was just a yard off there. Assistant's flag raised immediately. Right, we have a host of substitutions. We'll try and keep track for you. Certainly, Okayo is on. And Wendo withdrawn. Hambo as well going off, and he's been a real threat for Gor Mahia down that left-hand side. You see the introduction of Joachim Oluch, no relation to the goalkeeper, I believe. So it's a much changed Gor Mahia lineup now. Tom Davis is hauled to the ground immediately by Momani. Quickly taken free kick, but rather wasted by Everton. No real change in shape from Gor Mahia, but certainly in personnel. Down the left-hand side now we have Ashudi, charged with the responsibility of doing what Hambo did in the early stages of the second half, and certainly imposed himself on the Everton defence. Still plenty of noise inside Goodison, and still Everton hold a 2-goal lead. We talked about Yerry Mina and his claims, of course, to play on Sunday, but I'm sure the likes of Ademola Lookman is much in the manager's thoughts after tonight.
Lookman is being good, you know. His movement, his passing is being brilliant. I know he'll be so disappointed, you know, when he don't get chances to play as a football player, you know. But for him, he's been good. He just needs to be patient. He will get it. The time will come, then he will take it. I've seen it play already. He's been really, really good.
He was certainly impressed on loan in Germany last season, and at some stage it was a little uncertain as to whether he would return to Everton. But he's very much part of Marco Silva's plan. Certainly when I've spoken to the Everton boss, he's reiterated that on numerous occasions, and you can see why. Umani asked for Everton, taking on his man and winning a corner. We do have the replacement goalkeeper on as well, of course, for Gor Mahia. Frederick Odiahambo is the man between the posts now that Everton have to get the better of. You can't blame the manager for trying to give as many of his squad a game as possible here at Goodison on a big night for them, and there is Odiahambo taking that one with a fair touch of nonchalance, really, because it was straightforward enough for the keeper.
It's a great experience for the Gor Mahia players to be here today in Goodison Park to play, to show everyone. Lifetime opportunity for these guys to be here today.
Indeed. Down the left-hand side, Tambuze battling with Mason Holgate, who gets the better of him on this occasion. McCarthy. He'll just be delighted to be out playing football again. Eased back by the under-23s last week. Perfect setting for James McCarthy to ease himself back into it, I suppose, Jack.
Yeah, this game is good for him to get fit. He's been out for so long. He's been really good when he plays. He's so aggressive, he gives everything. To see him today, he's been good.
Well, you know what it's like to be out for so long.
You're desperate, you want to play, you want to show, but
here's him on the ass, and the keeper smothered almost at the feet of the Everton striker. It was a real opportunity for him on the ass. Don't know whether his second touch was a little bit heavy.
It was a little bit heavy, but you need to give credit to the goalkeeper. He was there.
Just that touch there, it's allowed the keeper to close him down, but the keeper did well. Bit of credit to Eddie Hambo. And Phil Jagielka has made way here. So Kyle John is on. The young midfielder has been at the club since the age of 6, believe it or not. He's on to replace Phil Jagielka, and Kieran Dowell is also making way here. And Anthony Gordon is on, the 17-year-old under 18 regular, of course. He has appeared for the first team before in a European game, Europa League game, as a substitute. So Everton ringing the changes. No change in the scoreline. Here is Kyle John, midfielder or a wide man, and he's charged with the responsibility of playing wide. We've got Mason Holgate, who's just moved in alongside Yerry Mina at centre back, and Kyle John will operate at right back. A position he's certainly capable of fulfilling. Another substitution is imminent as far as Gor Mahia are concerned. Benny Beningame is going to get a free kick here, I feel. And that is the case. I think Everton would like to add to their tally in this second half. No goals at the Gladys Street end.
Yeah, but at the moment they just want to enjoy it, just passing around, I think it's done already.
Yeah, I think that in itself brings confidence, doesn't it, when you can pass the ball comfortably enough, as Everton have done tonight. Here's Frederic Orihambo. Down by Ademola Lookman. Still he wants to wriggle his way clear of those green jerseys. Fouled in the process. He's been a handful tonight for those Kenyan defenders.
He's so calm with the ball, his movement.
I think the right back will know he's been in a game. Here's Kyle John. Outside of him is Anthony Gordon. Here he is. John once more. Does get the verdict. 12 minutes remain, and Everton still looking for a third to really put the seal on it tonight. Here's Nias. Won back by Davis for Anthony Gordon. Now Kyle John. Morgan Schneiderlin available. Yerry Mina, calm and composed.
He's always composed with the ball.
Here's Kyle John. Anthony Gordon. Gordon's near post delivery is an easy take really for Eddie Hambo. And another plethora of substitutes will prevail. Commentator's nightmare, Yak. 4 substitutes at once.
No.
Doesn't happen to me in a Premier League game, you know.
You're doing a good job. He needs to do that, you know, because these guys, they will never get this opportunity to be here today. So he wants to make everyone happy, which is really good, you know.
Understandable.
So these boys, when they go home, it's the dream come true for these guys.
You can say they've graced the Goodison Park turf. All played on by Okeo. Switched wide, but unfortunately offside. Omondi had drifted wide. Holgate. Here's John for Holgate. Davis, he was closed down quickly, but he still got the ball away. And now he's looking forward, and what's ahead of him? Who else but Ademola Lookman? Lookman's ball in for Niasse. Oh, it's great football by Everton, and Niasse has took it away from him, and that man Batambuzi was in there to clear and cleared the danger well. He read the game well there. Did Shafiq Batambuzi, who I have to say has had a good game for Gor Mahia. A few more changes. Even the goalkeeper, who's come on as a substitute, is making his way off as well. So every squad member being given an opportunity, and as the Yak says alongside me, that is entirely understandable. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for these lads who are making a bit of history as the first African team to play a Premier League side here in England. And of course it's all for a great cause as well, with all the proceeds tonight heading to Everton's wonderful Everton in the Community. And it's the Sport Pacer trophy that's up for grabs, which is heading Everton's way, courtesy of the 2 first half goals from Ademola Lookman and Kieran Dowell. We're just over 7 minutes away from full time. The Yak will name his man of the match in a blue jersey and a green jersey, I feel, before the final whistle is blown. We'll bring that to you live here from the gantry on the Women's Road side of the stadium at Goodison Park, as Niasse finds space inside the penalty area. Quickly closed down. And Lookman, not sure whether that was an intentional dummy there from Ademola Lookman, but there was no one really in a position behind him to take advantage. Just talk about players coming back from injury, Yak. I remember when I was down at Tottenham when you picked up that dreadful injury which kept you out for how long?
11 months, almost a year.
Yeah, it's an awful feeling, isn't it, for a footballer?
It was so difficult, you know. When I go to bed, I can't sleep, you know, thinking about it. For 5-6 months, you have to change your routine, you know. Go to bed late at about 2 o'clock, then wake up at about 12, you know, to just make the day go so quick, you know. It was so difficult, but the good thing, I go back strong, which is really good. It was a nasty injury, but at the end, that's football, you know. Sometimes you're injured, sometimes you're not injured, but for me, it was so painful to me. Then I was in my peak, you know.
Yeah, it makes you realise then what such a short career it can be. You've lost a year of your footballing life.
Yeah, it was very, very difficult for me, you know. Watching people training every day, watch game on TV, it was hard to take, but I have to be thinking about getting fit, ready, I have to give everything. But it was not easy. Almost a year, you know, when you don't play football. It was so difficult for me.
Certainly is. Another change coming from Gor Mahia as Ashudi makes way. I feel this will be the final change from our visitors. And Ademola Lookman has withdrawn for Everton, having had a wonderful night tonight, and Nathan Broadhead is on. Might be an appropriate time for you, Yak, to name your man of the match.
I think Ademola Lookman was really good today, you know. He did so well, his movement was brilliant, his passing was good, he's so good. I think he deserved the man of the match today for me.
And just as far as the opposition are concerned, are you able to pick out a real outstanding player from the Kenyan side?
I think the left back was really good, you know.
Yeah, he's another one who's just been withdrawn actually, Batambuze.
Bambuze, he's really, really good, you know, his movement, his passing was really good. I think it's one of the matches that he gave everything. He fight for the team. But what can you do? He can't do everything on his own, but you have to give him credit today.
Yeah, he read the game well as well.
Brilliant play with him today, with his left foot was fantastic. When he go home, he will be so happy, you know, to play here today. He show what he can do.
Well, Everton are not done yet. They're still in search of a third here at Goodison Park. And they might just get one. James McCarthy nicking possession back for the Blues and putting it in the far post. And there is the third goal, which is turned home comfortably enough in the end. It's Nathan Broadhead, who's only just come on the field. His introduction was 2 minutes ago, and in that short space of time he's in the right place, right time to bundle the ball home.
As a striker also, you know, you need to be at the right place at the right time. For him to be there at the right place at the right time was really good.
Yeah, came back into his path off the goalkeeper, but Nathan Broadhead, the Welsh under-19 international, made sure that it was going to cross the line. Off the shoulder in the end, they all count, Yak.
He all count, you know, as a player.
As a striker, you don't care how they go in.
It's good to see him score, you know. You can see the smile on his face, you know.
Nathan Broadhead on 87 minutes, sealing matters as far as Everton are concerned. They might just add to their tally with Imanias, who gets a fourth for Everton, and that is a fine finish from the Everton striker.
That's it. You can't give the boy away like that for a Premiership team. You get punished.
He still had a bit of work to do, but he did it very nicely indeed.
When you give these guys the chances, those guys with their quality, you make small mistake, you get punished. They just got punished in less than 2 minutes.
Well, he still had a man to beat and the goalkeeper to beat as well from distance, and he did it in fine style. Umanias, a substitute in this second half, getting Everton's second of the second half and a fourth on the night. And Gor Mahia have just gone a bit sloppy late on and are giving the ball away far too cheaply. And Everton have already punished them on a couple of occasions. Davis. do so with this throw for Kenyan side, getting some distance on it down the line. Here's Anthony Gordon showing a neat turn of feet and determined to make inroads and go alone. He's got Everton a free kick here and what could be a dangerous spot inside the final minute of the 90. Everton do get a fifth. They'll feel it's justified. Maybe Gor Mahia will feel it's a little unjust. Morgan Schneiderlin is over this one. Schneiderlin's delivery is a good one, and Yerry Mina's there, and the keeper's held on to it. And that is it. On a historic night at Goodison Park, the managers shake hands and exchange words and pleasantries, really, because Gor Mahia put up a fine battle and Marco Silva's Everton side simply too strong for the opposition. Nathan Broadhead, who came on as a late substitute, netted Everton's third on 87 minutes. There was still time for Gor Mahia to add a fourth, to really put the seal on it as far as the Blues were concerned. After they'd gone in leading by 2-0 at half-time, courtesy of Lookman and Dowell's strikes on 16 and 23 minutes. Everton, in fairness, dominated possession and carved out the better opportunities throughout. I think Gor Mahia did themselves justice and had a fair few opportunities, certainly a couple of decent ones in the opening 15 minutes of the second period, and had they taken one of those, well, who knows, it might have been a slightly different story.
Yeah, these guys, you know, I have to give them credit. It's not the result they want today, but they have to go home. It's a great opportunity for them to be here, a great experience. Most of these guys, they will never get this experience anymore in their lifetime, so they don't need to enjoy it. They learn from these guys today. When you made mistake in the Premiership players, you get punished. It happened today. It showed their lack of experience a little bit, but they will learn from this today, go back home and work hard, and they'll get much better.
Well, thank you very much for your company tonight, Yakubu, alongside me. We'll wrap things up here at Goodison Park by running through the highlights of this encounter, this historic encounter at Goodison, where Everton took on the most successful team in Kenyan history, and Everton certainly got the better of them. And they opened up in terms of the first goal on 16 minutes. Ademola Lookman getting himself into the striker's position. Schenk Tosun had found that space down the right-hand side, and Ademola Lookman got himself the right side of the opposition defender, and you'd have finished that one in your pomp, no problem whatsoever.
Great finish. As a striker, you know, when you see finish like this, you love it. He just composed. It's there.
This was the Everton second, which Kieran Dowell profited from.
I still believe, like I said, I still believe the keeper should have done better there.
Yeah, he couldn't quite keep it out, could he? The ricochet fell kindly for Kieran Dowell, and my word, he drilled it well, but as a goalkeeper who gets a hand on the ball, he'll be a little disappointed he couldn't get a stronger hand to keep it out. Kieran Dowell netted Everton's second. That was on 23 minutes, and Everton had to wait until the second half for a third, but not before they had the odd scare. The best chance that Kenyan visitors had in the first half was this long-range effort that didn't trouble Stecklenburg and flew high over the crossbar in the end from Onyango. Yeah, it was high and handsome, but not too much trouble for Everton, who went on to carve a couple more openings. Tom Davis very much involved with that layoff for Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who sized up the opening into the far corner, but was just denied by a decent hand this time from the keeper.
Good save.
The he'd have wanted to get on the score sheet tonight, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but it wasn't to be. The man who posed the main threat for Everton was this man, Ademola Lookman, feeding the ball into the path here of Kieran Dowell, who saw his effort this time calmly held by goalkeeper Boniface Aluch. Perfectly classed by the goalkeeper. I have to say, Jack, the second half opened with the visitors showing a fair bit of response and a bit of mettle. And
yeah, they showed more determination in the second half. They were more aggressive. They tried to pass forward, which is really, really good. They should have done that in the first half. It's like they're a little bit intense in the first half, but second half was much, much better than the first half.
Yeah, you just feel what an occasion it would have been for them had they netted at Goodison Park this evening, but it wasn't to be. But they were a better side in the opening 15 minutes, I think, of the second half than they had been in the first. This was the one that just evaded the head of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and who else but Ademola Lookman providing the ammunition. A good curling ball in from Everton's man of the match, but this was the opportunity that Gor Mahia created, which was clearly their best of the game. Yeah,
he needs to score. Here we go home, still thinking about it. He knows already.
He'll be watching it back and hoping it goes in the net.
He will think about it when he's going home. He said, I should have scored, but it's football.
Oh, you
get chances, you take it. Sometimes you don't take it. You go home, you feel bad. For sure, when you go home, he's going to be feeling bad about it. So I should have taken it.
And this was still just before the hour mark, really, where again they found a little bit of space down the Everton right flank. And João Virginia, who'd come on at half-time, certainly had a lot more to do than Martin Stecklenburg. But Everton got their third goal, and this was where the Kenyans went a little bit sloppy late on, and James McCarthy winning the ball back, and Everton immediately getting themselves bodies in the box, and Nathan Broadhead had only been on 2 minutes and got himself a goal.
When you made mistake, you get punished. They're being sloppy, they got punished for it.
Yeah, Everton's Welsh under-19 international was not going to make any mistake from that range. And just a minute later, Oumar Niasse still had work to do here, when he picked this ball up, but he did it well.
Watch him out. That was quick. That's it.
Yeah, head down, he knew where the posts were.
That was the striker finish. Great fit.
Yeah, the smiling face of Oumar Niasse and the handshakes of the two managers, who will be satisfied with the night's work in both camps, I'm sure. Thanks for your company. Thanks to Yakubu alongside me. It's been a pleasure to work alongside a former Everton striker who certainly knew where the net was. And Everton found it 4 times tonight to get the better of our Kenyan opponents. The most successful team in Kenyan history have gone down to defeat here at Goodison Park. It's finished Everton 4, Gor Mahia 0.